Hi everyone, I'm Holly. I am the maker and doer of all the things here at Missouri River Soap. Welcome to my workshop. Today I'm filming the pack and chat for the May release. So during the release, some of my customers asked for their orders to be packed on video, and so that's what we're doing today. So this very first one, I do not have it ready. So this first order is going to Lisa in Minnesota. Thank you so much for your order, Lisa. And Lisa ordered a soap sampler. So this is the May soap sampler. And inside of it, we have smaller bars of Coastal Bergamot, Country Honeysuckle, Figgy Cream, Frosted Spice Cookies, and Fruity Loops. So super fun. I love them so much. What a great collection. I'm going to use a 6x6x4 box for this one. And then I'm going to put in the bubble paper. And I actually have to open a new thing of tissue paper. So I had ordered a beautiful tissue paper, and then I realized it wasn't going to be here till like out of June or something. And I was like, well, that doesn't work. So I had quick ordered another kind, which it was gorgeous. I didn't even pick it up until Tuesday. I started packing orders on Tuesday. So I picked it up, and then I just finished. What's this one right here? I just finished it just now in these last two samplers that I wrapped. So I have this new one, and we'll give it a try. This one says 100 sheets. My other one definitely was not 100 sheets. So I have been having so much fun with the florals. I have so many different kinds. I've used so many different kinds. Looks like we're in 2 sets of 50 here. And there's just another really pretty one. Yay. Alright, so I'll lay this tissue down in the box. I feel like this camera is a little shorter than normal, so I might have to tweak it here shortly. So in with the sampler. And then for the sample, because it's all the soaps from this release in there already, I'm putting in a whipped soap scrub sample. And this is my last one of this glassine bag. And I'm very sad. It was supposed to be delivered yesterday and didn't make it before the UPS store closed, I guess. Everything's just been taking so long to get here. So I wouldn't have been able to get that yesterday anyway. But everything's been so delayed. Alright, so another thing, I got this one on Wednesday. I got a cute little heart stamp doodad. I don't know why, I just thought it was so cute. So we're just here. So cute. Thank you, Lisa. And then I got this card, which I came across on Amazon and thought was so cute. It says, "Your order made my day." What does it say, Rest? "I hope this package makes yours." And that's how I feel. I love it. I was looking, oh, I put those in. Go this way. I was looking at my inventory this morning and noticed that I had not sold any of my egg-shaped bath bombs since I put them on sale last week. And and then like boom boom, I got 2 orders and they both ordered those, so that was fun. I really got a kick out of that. So this one is going to be off to Minnesota. Okay, so this next one is going to Allison in Nevada. Thank you so much for your order, Allison. And I had the soap mostly ready to go. The wax melts have been mostly packaged. My daughter helped me out a lot this time, which was so nice. And my husband even came out to help for a little while because he doesn't have to build every 2 minutes. So that's so fun. But I did not quite have every last thing done. So I do need to label this Fruity Loops scrub, which now we can Google it. Isn't it so pretty? I love it. The bottom is, this one is not showing a lot of the other colors on the bottom, but still very, 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 very beautiful. I don't think my tripod is right yet. I think I changed it up for a different project and it's throwing me off. I don't know what to do. So anyway, I have my little label sheet here for the Fruity Loops scrub and my handy dandy paper cutter. And so we'll just label this. I do think I need to clean it off over here. It's got a little bit of sticky on it. Oh yeah, from these labels, but it scares me. I did cut myself once cleaning it. And so I hesitate. But it's almost getting unbearable. Alrighty. Then have to separate all the cut pieces. I have tried full sheet labels, actual labels for the scrubs, and I just don't like it. Plus I switch jars every now and again. This way I can just cut it to what I need. But I do require the pull to be right in the middle so that I can easily go for it. Sometimes the diagonal ones are fun, but they're different on every single part of the sheet. So then it needs its shrink band, and some of these lids do get a little scuffed up in shipment, and then I always sanitize with some alcohol, and so they get a little bit of a alcohol thing going on there too. But I try to clean them up for you, and then we need to shrink the bath bomb too. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so now I have my little label, which I also just cut from full sheet. And ta-da! Ta-da! Huzzah! Okay, so we have the soap sampler, we've got the Fruity Loops scrub, some menthol steamers, the bath bomb, and a peppermint soap. So let me see, what box should I do? These are all fairly bulky. Going to Nevada. So it's not too far away from me, really, in the whole scheme of things. If it was going to New York or something, I would have to maybe choose a different setup. Go as tight as possible. Which I try to do anyway, but I'm just saying. I'm going to get a 965. I think that's the way to go. Alright, so we're going to put in the bubble paper. I do not need that piece, however. I'm just going to put the tissue on the top of this one. So we're going to put in the May soap sampler. And we're going to put in the menthol scented steamers. Let's see. You will do better here. Yeah, I'll put that there. And then the steamers there. The soap. So we have a peppermint pumice. I just put a little reel up yesterday. This seems like a bit large, but I feel like would the 8 work this one out? I think so. I think I'm gonna go down a box size. All right, let's try this 864 and see if we like it better. 864? Yeah. And this one I will put the paper down in. I have been mostly using the 864s this release. It's been a popular order size. Alright, so there. See, it all still works. And like so. See? Doesn't that look a lot nicer? A little snugger like a bug in a rug. And then we have the Figgy Cream Bath Bomb, which I told you in my release preview that I ran out of pink and did not think to use mica. So it's a little bit, it's just a smidgen blue. So now I need to think about what sample I'm going to put in here. Interesting. I'm going to put in a Juicy soap sample, and then this one will be ready. I hope I have enough shred to get through the orders today. I actually thought I would be fine. Like, my son is running up and down the driveway. What are you doing? Getting exorcisms. Let's see. I had about a quarter of a box of shred, and then I had a whole nother box, and I'm pushing it. So I did get a lot more orders. They're more smaller orders this time, but I did get more. So I'm actually going through quite a bit more supplies this time. So I have another one on the way, but it won't be here until Tuesday. So, uh-oh. Okay, so this one is going to Diane in New York. Thank you so much for your order, Diane. I just love it. I just love it. You always leave me the best notes. We do need to package up a sampler. So we're going to use this new paper. I've never wrapped a sampler in this new paper. Did I just do it and I completely forgot? I don't think so. So we're just going to... was folding them in half. This one does not seem as... This does not seem as wide as the other one. These tissue papers, they're all so weird. So we have a set here. Yep. Yeah, I don't need to... Yeah, these are definitely not as wide as some of the other ones. Still very pretty. It looks like we got some hydrangeas. Some carnations. The wildflowers do be a poppin' up here in Montana. I love it so much. Oh, they're so good. So good. And my huckleberries have blossomed, so it's looking like it might be another good year, and I'm pretty excited about it. There's going to be some serious huckleberry picking this year. Last year was pretty serious. This is going to be more serious. Now that we start scoping out our spots where we can find them. Alright, so that one looks pretty good. Let me move this. I don't know, this camera and it's feeling a little wonky. So this is the... Right, there's the top. I have my little stickers here. Alright, so we have the sampler is ready. We're combining a couple of different orders here. I think 1186 will work fine. This feels too large now. What is up with me? I'm off my... Not doing very well today anyway. I feel like this is too large. I wonder if they... This is too large. What's wrong with me? Okay, let's try this 1075. We're going to put in the soap sampler, And then we have 4 bars of soap. So from a previous release, we have Moonberry Blush, which that was the last of that one. Well, that was good. Then we have Fruity Loops, Country Honeysuckle, and Coastal Bergamot. And wow, you guys did like that quite a bit. I was actually surprised. I thought it would be my poorest seller, but it was the best seller from this release. The Coastal Bergamot was your thing. And I'm very excited because I think I love it. I think I love it as much as the Country Honeysuckle, which I love an awful lot. Let's actually lay these down so that everything can sit on top of them. I think that's a better idea. We'll put that one. It does fit. Sweetness. Alright, we're going to put on a little bit of shred. We're going to put in a body butter, the Moonberry Blush, and Diane mentioned that she's loving the Moonberry Blush, and I'm so glad because I love that scent. I put some body butter on last night at bedtime, and my dog always thinks I smell good, but not like tallow. There's a difference between, oh, hey mom, you got something on you, you smell good, and I want to eat you because you are now meat and food. So I'm going to use a little stretchy paper and then put it in. No, that's, I have packed a lot of orders this week today. I'm getting a little messed up. Alright, so we're going to put that down in there. I was thinking I was wrapping a body oil. That's why I get the bag. Alright, so now we need to get the bath bombs in there. We're putting in a lemon, which was a restock from the last release because you all love the dye-free bath bombs. And Diane says that she loves the dye-free bath bombs. So that's so fun. I'm really glad that you are liking that. So give me scent options that you want dye-free bath bombs. So far I was doing just essential oils. So this one is lavender, and then this one is sweet orange. And you also tell me, what kind of lavender do you all like? I like 4042 quite a bit. These are made with Bulgarian, which I do like Bulgarian. My favorite is probably Spanish, but I can't really get a hold of it. So I'm wondering if I should get some French lavender to do bath bombs in. I was wondering if we'd like that. So you'll have to tell me what you think. So Diane said to use the shipping from the second order instead of just refunding the excess to get a coffee, which, you know, I'm down for that, and it's Friday, so there will be coffee. It doesn't have to be a Friday to be coffee. Anywho's let's put these in first. So we're going to put in a couple of the Bear bath bombs, and they're just like the rainbow, the Fruity Loops. There's a reel on this out there as well. We have 2 of these. These are for gifts, which is so sweet. Perfect. See, we didn't need that 1186. Anywho, I have a story for you. So, it's been very dramatic. About 2 months ago, it's been over 2 months now. So I was in the middle of this on my last release, and I don't think I mentioned it. I burned my tongue. We went and got Thai, and not only was it like scorched earth spice level, but it was like scorched earth temperature level. And I burned my tongue, and I really didn't think it was that big of a deal. And I am just now getting my taste back. And the very last thing to come back was coffee, which I still drank coffee every single day. That didn't stop me. I love coffee too much. And, oh man, that was bad. I could not, the coffee has been bitter. So I first lost everything. Just everything. I could not taste anything. And then, so that went on for, at first my tongue, it was like the softest of water. on my tongue. It was so weird. And then I had, and then my tongue was sour, like all the time. Like I had a coating of citric acid on my tongue. And then it was salty, like weird salty. And I could not taste normal food at all. And then the cozy foods, the umami flavors started coming back. And then a couple weeks later, I started getting my salt and my sweet and now coffee. And so I'm living a good life again. I'm tasting the food. But I was getting nervous about my coffee not being able to taste my coffee right. It was extremely bitter, extremely. And so, yeah. Anyway, good news. Everything's back. I'm well now. All right, let's see. Alright, I'm going to pop in a figgy cream sample, but I have to switch it to a new thing here. So we're going to put the label here. Let's see, I hope it fits in here actually. Nope, it's ripping it. Okay, we won't be doing that. So we'll switch over to one of my wax melt dealios. I'll have those other bags today, but those don't help me at the moment. Now I'm pretty sure this will still fit down in here somewhere. Yes, just like so. All very exciting. So we have, thank you Diane, smooches for Riley Flynn. Had to throw in a couple extra hearts there. My pups, my Monsieur Maverico, my Maverick, he is gimpy. And it is his front left paw. And he and the Doberman collided going out the door the other day to chase the deer away. And they both are gimpy actually. They both hurt the same paw. I came in yesterday and normally they come running down the hallway because they come in the back door. They come running down to see me. And they both just peeked their head out of the living room and started walking towards me a little bit. Very gimpy, and it was so pathetic. But we really studied Maverick's paw. Ripley has issues all the time. I don't know what that dog's issue is, but he's always gimpy here and there, and then he gets better. But Maverick, that's unusual for him to limp around. So we really studied his paw and we did figure out where it was in his joint. So we'll keep an eye on it this weekend. There's no way we can get in. It's not worth an emergency, but we'll keep an eye on it and take him in next week if it needs it. This next order is going to Jennifer in Nevada. Thank you so much for your order, Jennifer. And I guess I could have hitched a ride because both of my Nevada orders are going to the same general place. We have 3 bar soaps. So we have the Country Honeysuckle, the Coastal Bergamot, and the Frosted Spice Cookies. Oh, that's so good. Now, I can't tell if this one's blowing out, and if it is, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm about to lose this older camera of mine. I think it's getting sad and old and tired. So hopefully that's not actually what's happening. Alright, so let's see. Let's put in the round ones. We have a Sweet Orange Bath Bomb. We have 2 Lavender Bath Bombs. Maybe these will go on the top. Here's the second. All right, so I've moved this other camera. Something is going on with it. I don't even know. So we have the 3 bath bombs in like so. We're going to put in the bears. Let's see. Let me wrap these. We'll come back into view here. And see how these, there we go. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work great. So the 2 bear bath bombs there. Looks good. Oh boy, me in the shred. I could mix some color in. It's not my favorite blend, but I could, just to get by. I have 5 left to go. Let's just set that like so. Yeah. And then we'll put the soaps in. Let's see if they look any better. Like this. See, it's not blowing out as bad this time. I guess it didn't like that angle. Alright, then we're going to put in a Fruity Loot soap sample. That's so fun. And then this order is going to be ready to head off to Nevada. This order is going to Liz in Nebraska. Thank you so much for your order, Liz. And something very exciting is happening. I think I just heard my first thunder this year. I love a thunderstorm. Love it, love it, love it. But we don't really get them much in Northwest Montana. And if we do, it's usually accompanied by lightning, which is not pleasant. Obviously, it's accompanied by lightning, but we don't want it to start fires. But sometimes earlier in the spring, early summer, I guess, late spring, early summer, still okay. We've actually had a lot of rain recently, and we're headed into a very wet weekend. So it was almost 90 the other day. I mean, it's just been really warm, but now it's going to cool off and it's just going to rain. And so I think I'm going to make soup and things are going to be good. I forgot to shrink this. So we have a figgy cream scrub going in. I chose an 864. I think it's going to be all right, but let's see. So we have a couple of body oils, and I need to wrap them up. So a couple of the figgy cream body oils. So we'll have to wrap them in something absorbent. That is so exciting. I did actually just take a video because the clouds are pretty cool behind the cabin. So that's fun. I'm surprised nobody's coming outside to sit on the porch. It was one of the reasons why I needed a front porch, covered front porch. But the mosquitoes have been just absolutely horrendous. And we have not been able to spend any time outside until yesterday, just a little bit. A little bit this morning until the mosquitoes ran me off. I better text my daughter because she's going to be mad if she missed it. She has her headphones on a lot. Well, this is delightful. I would go outside, but I do not want to get struck because there's no protection right here by the shed. She is aware. She says yes, it's very nice. She also loves thunder. I used to be really scared of it. We used to live in a look at this. Some of these are so long. We used to live in a modular when I was growing up in Pablo, Montana. And out at the Mutcher's place. And oh, that's good stuff. Anyway, I remember my aunt and uncle, my other aunt and uncle had come to visit us, and we had a really bad storm. I did used to be very scared of storms when we lived up here, probably because of this particular reason. And the wind was so bad that it took a massive pine tree down, but instead of landing on our long modular house, it went right in the front yard. Whew. Spared us, but that was scary. So I think this will still be fine. Yeah, we'll make that work. I guess I'm not even in your zone. This camera thing it do be throwing me off a little bit today. Alright, so we're going to take the Moonberry Blush body butter. Kind of like it to go right there, I think. Yes, let's do that. The fact that I'm about out of shred is stressing me out. I think though I get gypped sometimes on Amazon. I really do. I don't think they pack them as tight. Alright, well this is good. See? This is good. This is fine. And then the figgy cream soap. See? It all went in just fine. I have this Moonberry Blush soap that was, you peek down in there. It's been waiting for a label. So this is my stack of labels that I work with. There's a lot here. Moonberry Blush. So here we have a Moonberry Blush soap sample, which I think that'll be fun. That's nice and thick too. Alright, we're going to put in our card and our paper. And this cute sticker. Isn't it nice? And then this one's going to be off to Nebraska. I lived in Nebraska for a time when I was a small child in Scotts Bluff, Nebraska. That's clear on the other side of the state from you. Okay, so this order is going to Shandy in Louisiana. Thank you so much for your order, Shandy. And I had to open my window so I could listen to the thunder, so so much. We're putting in a Fruity Loops scrub. So pretty. Love it. This is a very Fruity Loops themed order. So we also have a soap and a bath bomb. Now I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is all gonna fit fine. Let's put in some shred first. Get everybody protected down in there. And then we're going to put in our cute bath bomb. Yeah. See? That's great. Perfect little package. And then we're going to put in a frosted spice cookie sample. Oh my goodness. I love this scent so much. I have just bought a new bottle and I'm going to mix it with a pumpkin for the fall. So I'm ready. I have them both here. Ready to go. Ready to rumble because I'm going to be making fall soap here before we know it. cute. Love it. I hope you don't mind the thunder. I'm living my best life ever at the moment. Okay, so this next order is going to Jessica in Pennsylvania. Thank you so much for your order, and thank you for your funny note. Jessica has been waiting for you to make plain lavender bath bombs because she thinks bath bombs are evil. And I guess I have to agree. She avoids making them at all costs. I've done quite a bit better in the last couple of years, but oh, I've gone round and round, round and round with these bath bombs. And it doesn't seem to matter. You can use the exact same recipe as somebody else and just your results will vary. So into this one, we're putting in a matcha lemonade and a grapefruit tallow soap. My windmill is just spinning. My husband got that all fixed up. And I think in the preview I was saying it was very squeaky, but he did fix that too. My grandma grew up on a ranch in Wyoming, the same ranch that she raised my mom and my mom's sisters, and a lot of my cousins grew up on the ranch. And so anyway, my grandma loved windmills. Of course, they're functional out in Wyoming, and I love windmills too. I love them too. She collected windmills of all forms. So we are putting in 2 of the lavender bath bombs. These should 3 all fit over here. It's an 864. We have another lavender bath bomb here. Yes, this is fine. And then we're putting in a sweet orange. Now this did have a little vanilla in it as well, and you should have seen the color when I made them. I probably have a picture somewhere. I probably deleted it off my phone because my poor phone has no storage. But it was a very delightful orange, and it also does have some vanilla oil, oleo resin, I think they say. So, but that doesn't come out super a lot to me, and maybe more in the bath water though. That's looking good. Everybody's nice and snug, a lot of protection. And then we're going to put in a lavender lemon soap sample. Boy, the problem with these storms in Montana is we did not get a drop of rain, I don't think. We get the these weird dry storms. So then when it strikes in the mountains, that's definitely a problem. I'm hoping this rain will help us so that we don't have fires this summer. They say we're going to get 1 to 3 inches. Now whether that actually happens is, you know, how it goes. This order is going to Tina and Emma in Tennessee. Thank you so much for your order. And it sounds like somebody's about to have a birthday. So happy birthday, Emma. That's so fun. Birthdays are the best thing. Let us put in a little bit of shred. I have a 753 box here. And we have 2 soaps going in, Figgy Cream and Peppermint Pumice. I think I probably better put them straight down. And then we have a Fruity Loops Bath Bomb Bear going in. So fun. Fits just right. And I forgot to grab a sample, but I think I know what I'm going to do. We're going to put in a Fruity Loop soap sample. Such a classic one. I feel like I need to, if I were to ever have this space, an organization to like keep certain soaps around all the time, I think Fruity Loops and the Frosted Spice cookies would have to be all the time. So good. All right, so this one is off to Tennessee. Okay, so this last order is going to my friend Jill in California. Thank you for ordering, Jill. And we have a lot of fun things to go in. We have the May soap sampler. I've chosen a 965. And let's see, we have to prep a couple of things here. So we have a Poppies and Peaches body butter. Now I'm done with the body butters for now. Whatever's left is on there and will probably ship fine. We have a Citrus Blast room spray and a Citrus Blast body oil. But I'm not going to make any more for this remainder of the summery season. But then that'll give me time to figure out some fun things for the fall. I'm very excited. So you make sure that the top is tightened down. And then I have wondered, I should get a shrink wrap dealio for this as well. What I have for the body oil is not going to work. It's a lot different. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a different top. Yeah, that's not, well, I mean, it kind of does, but it doesn't really fit over the shoulders, if you will. So we're just gonna wrap that up. And also put it in one of these bags. Okay, so we want to get some shred in there, and I think I'm going to make it on the shred front. Now I may not be able to pack any more after this, but I will have this. Alright, so let's see, where do I want to go? I don't think that won't fit there very well. So I'm going to put the body oil there. Let's see, let's put the room spray there, and then the body oil goes there. Ooh, yes. Ooh, yes. And then our stretchy paper and our body butter. I have considered working on like an emulsified that would ship in the summer. So that's something for me to consider and mess around with. I've made one before in the past, but it's been a lot of years. I've never sold it. One of the suppliers just put out like a shippable, like a tallow based scenario, and I looked at its ingredients and I was like, no thank you. I'm just not interested in that. And then we have these super fun wax melts that I don't think I've packed so far on this pack chat, but we have the Coastal Bergamot wax melts. Now I have one. Let me start over. So I had a small batch and then they sold very quickly. And so I did go ahead and restock them over the weekend and put them back on, and they sold very quickly. So I might have to make some more. And so I don't know if it's just the shape or the scent or just the combo, but I wanted to show you something. I have one set aside for my friend Jody with Gording Around because she has turtles and loves turtles. And so you can see the color difference between the batches. And that's what happens when you just don't write down how many drops that you put in of the colorant. Exact same colorants. Where am I? Exact same colorants. Significant difference. But I still think they're super cute. And are just fine as is. this shred does help to insulate the wax melts to ship them in the summertime. We have a lip balm. Oh, right here. Going a little too far. We have a orange vanilla lip balm. That might be my favorite one, which I'm not like an orange like person, so I can't eat candy anymore. But when we would eat candy, like either like Skittles or Starbursts, you know, stuff like that, I always gave my husband the orange ones, and he would give me pink and red. And so that was just like our thing, because he loves orange flavored things. And so it is quite surprising that I think it's my favorite. He would be surprised by that, actually, too. But very good. And I have been having a hankering for like an orange vanilla ice cream thing, which I also cannot eat. But yum, right? Like, do you remember when we had those fun like little cups with the wooden popsicle? I loved like the orange and vanilla swirl. Or you would like get like the push-up, which is like from Schwann's, like the push-up was maybe orange. Good stuff. All right, let me put this, I'm gonna put in a scrub because we have the sampler. I don't have a lot of extra things I can put in. I've got to teach myself to make a small batch of something else so that I have a fun soap sample to send to the people that buy the samplers. I think for today, this release, it was fine to have the scrubs. All right, we're gonna cover those up some more. And then I'm also putting in a sugared watermelon wax melt sample. Nice, nice, nice. So we're gonna cover that up a little full. And then this one's off to Jill in California. So look, that's what I have left. I made it. That's all I have left. I've been through like 1 1/4 of these boxes with this release. And I have another one on the way, but it won't be here till Tuesday. So I have the 2 that I told you about came in this morning, but I probably won't work on those until Monday/Tuesday, obviously, because I don't have any shred. That's a problem. What if it comes in on Tuesday? All right, well, this here's hoping it really speeds up, or else I do have some other, I'll just improvise. It'll be fine. We'll make it happen. But I don't have the time for that because I do have some UPS. We have to get into town, get all the way to the other side to the UPS store. So that's a little earlier than our last post office run. So for a cabin update, there's really not a lot to show you anymore. You know, we're living in it. We've bought a couple of recliners. There's not a lot to show you. I mean, we still have some trim work to do, like all the trim work to do. We'll have to, one of these nice days when we can open all the windows, we still have to poly the wall with the big windows and the front door. So basically the living room, dining room to the living room area. My husband and son got the porch done. That looks great. The electricals run. I have cute little like hanging lights that I love. My husband has planted a couple of lilacs and he's doing just dirt work, and we're starting on landscaping. So that's pretty fun. We had our appraisal. That's great. We're just waiting on the bank. Like, the loan's been underwritten. All that's done. We're just waiting on our guy to be like, you need to come in and sign these papers, because otherwise we don't know. It's just a very casual process, just a small town bank. They did our build loan. They don't normally do regular mortgages, but they're going to carry this one for us because apparently they like us, so that's nice. It's a worthwhile investment based on the fact that we built it ourselves, and Montana has just insane property values right now, so it's worth it for them. So we're going to stick with them, and we're just waiting. My husband's off all next week, but Monday I have a doctor's appointment. I'm still pretty bruised from my blood draw. This one's almost gone, but that one's That one's starting to go away, but still gnarly, but it tucks away in my fat. My daughter has an appointment on Tuesday. My husband's got to go to the chiropractor on Wednesday because he's a hot mess from building the house. And so, yeah. I'm just going to make soap. I'm hoping to make soap this weekend. And probably edit this video. And all is well and good. I may actually put in some pictures of the cabin because it was pretty nice for the appraiser. That day we all came together and cleaned all our spaces and community spaces all at the same time, so it was picture worthy. You know how it is with a house. My products are available at moriversoap.com. I still have quite a bit left. I will have some odds and extras coming up probably. Oh, really depends on when I get this video up, but usually 2 weeks after my release is when I do that. So for me, that'll be next Thursday. Links to social media and all the things. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them for me, and I will try to answer anything that I can. I do hope that you'll leave me a comment. I love chatting with you. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.